This is Siddhesh Kadam, Chairman MPCB. You're watching me at midday.
You have your MPCB and then there is BMC.
Yeah.
How you guys work very closely?
We, being the Pollution Control Board MPCB, we have the expertise in-house. Corporation, they don't have the expertise in-house. So we give them a helping hand.
How do you really balance between the rapid development and the environmental causes?
The overall what we look at is the pollution load of one particular industry. You don't cross that, we are fine. The moment you cross that, that's when we are not fine. Mumbai is developing rapidly. I've never seen such development in last five years. I mean, post-COVID, everything is gone like 5 folds. Why we are not famous or why we are not likable? AQI, is that the priority for everybody? No. Getting food on the table every day, still majority of the population in a city like Mumbai is the priority.
You updated RCM norms. How do you think how much has been the impact of that?
The overall AQI, this is a very hot topic right now. I would say topic, why? Because we don't talk about in summers, we don't talk about in monsoon, we only talk about in winter.
Perhaps because it shows right now, because people can see this.
That's smog, fog and haze. You won't believe me, the indoor air quality is way worse than your outdoor air quality.
Have people been very compliant?
To be very honest, we really had to whip up. We've shut down projects, we've imposed heavy penalties. You remember Delhi came up with odd even policy, right? They tried, they failed. Even if I make a statement that we are considering doing that in Mumbai, there will be a major revolt. What my father has done all these years for the people of Maharashtra, it is up to me and my younger brother to deliver what he has delivered tenfolds.
Hello and welcome to this show and thanks for tuning in. Today we have someone who is young, driven and of course impacting Maharashtra's future in a very significant way. Siddhesh sir, welcome to Midday.
Thank you very much, Katie.
Before we go on to the roles and responsibilities, we would really love to understand you more as a person.
Okay. Right.
Going back to your early life, your background, how was your early mindset like? The values you were born with, which really cultured you, which really shaped you?
Right. I started at a very early age, whether in terms of social work, whether in terms of business and education as well. So just a brief, I started working when I was still in college in Mumbai and started my own business in horticulture, started growing flowers, and I still remember getting up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, going to the Dadar Full Market. I used to do it myself, sell my flowers to the flower vendors.
So you were an early riser basically.
Early riser, yeah. But now because of Mumbai traffic, it's not that possible. Yeah, so I started early, business started early. I did my education, did my bachelor's in Mumbai. Then for masters, I went abroad. I studied there. And while I was studying there, after studying, I was still working over there. I was working in Australia in a bank for like 2 years.
Right.
And after doing that, coming from the legacy of my father.
Right.
So something pulled me that I have to come back to India. I have to come back to my country. And after coming back, whatever I've learned all these years of my education in Mumbai, studying in Melbourne, and then coming back, getting all this, and then start doing something over here. That is when I joined Yuva Sena. Back in 2000s, I joined Yuva Sena, and through Yuva Sena, we started building the youth. Because I still feel today's youth is like, even in today's my generation, millennials, we are still not focused. Then going to Gen Z and
we are the Gen Alpha now.
Yeah, exactly. They are scattered.
Yeah.
Their thought is scattered.
They're so different.
They're so different. They're so different. They're
such
so
a
different.
contrast.
Sometimes they're scary as well. So yeah, that's how my journey started. And coming from the legacy, we had to be part of politics. Because what my father has done all these years for the people of Maharashtra, it is up to me and my younger brother to deliver what he has delivered tenfolds. Because with the help of the technology, with the help of the support of the elders, with the help of the support of the government, it is up to us to deliver to the people of Maharashtra tenfolds.
Right.
So that's the journey as of now.
Right.
And being the chairman of the MPCB, I was always fond of environment. When I was in Yuva Sena as well, we used to conduct beach cleanups, we used to clean up camp, we used to hold a protest as well. So I've done that, been there, everything. But
course. Sudesh, we'll be going to MPCB and of course the burning issues these days.
Yeah.
But going back to your Konkan roots, how much of influence that has been, and how much rooted are you to the background you come from?
Definitely. मराठी आहे, मराठीच राहणार आहे आणि all this while we are still rooted to the Konkan roots. I still have fond memories as childhood. We all used to live in one small house, and we have a big family. Dad has 4 brothers, 1 sister, and we are like almost like 13, 14 cousins.
Wow.
I still remember
Such a blast you must be having.
such a blast, such a blast. Back then. But now everybody is busy in their
Yeah.
own lives. Everybody's got married. Now we are uncles. Now I'm a father. But yes, whenever we go to Konkan, be it for Ganpati festival, be it for Holi. In Konkan, Holi is a big festival,
Right.
big festival. So Holi, be it Holi, then all the other festivals in Konkan.
You still
Still
visit
fond.
over there? Do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Yes, I do. So, as a trust, we have a lot of educational institutions. I'm the trustee of the trust as well. We also do a lot of social work over there. We have an army school. We have a old age home as well. So all that is set up in Konkan. And as I said, that particular nerve will never break. That particular calling will always be there. Because those are our roots.
Yeah.
And if I have to do something, I have to do something for the youth of Konkan. I'll just divert a bit. Now what is happening? The youth of Konkan, it is migrating. So now if I go there, now there is no Holi, no Diwali, no Ganpati, nothing. So most of the villages are shut. Why? Because everybody is migrated to Dombuli, Kalyan, Thane, Palghar for looking for jobs. So one of the topmost priority of myself and my younger brother as well, Yogesh, is to get employment where they are so that they don't migrate. That's how we'll be able to retain the culture. That's how we'll be able to retain the traditions, what we've seen in our childhood.
Very true.
But now the younger generation, the kids, they are somewhere, like my daughter. Like if she goes there, there's nothing for her. The houses are shut. She cannot just go into anybody's house. Earlier when we were kids, we should just barge into anybody's house. Ki kaku amala cha da, kaku amala biscuit da. But now that doesn't happen because the houses are shut. Everybody is migrated. So yeah, but it's a one step at a time. Earlier the priorities were different. Now for us, the priorities are different. Employment is one of the topmost priority, and employment where it is in the same location.
Do you have something on the top of your mind, to kind of boost the employment opportunities out there?
Definitely. Like if I talk about Konkan, we have a massive coastal area. And it is more serene. Like, trust me, like, though born and brought up in Mumbai, but Mumbai's beaches are still, I would not rate anything, but still,
Of course.
when I go to Konkan, I still see turquoise blue, green water. In Mumbai, that is not possible. I mean, it's not possible now, but that is one of my aim as well, to change the color of the water. I'll get to that later. So, tourism is one of the big opportunities what is available right now in Konkan. Plus, how can you forget Alfonso mangoes, right? But over the period of time, what has happened is there is no one to do farming over there. So we are again trying to inculcate that into the youth, that we are providing them facilities that you grow, we will get that to the market. So there are a lot of opportunities coming up. Recently, there are a lot of MIDCs also coming up.
Right.
A lot of corporates have started investing in Konkan belt, and I'm surprised. I've traveled across the state.
Yeah.
Konkan is one particular area, that particular belt from Raigad to Sindhudurg. That particular belt is still very, virgin. It's very virgin. The rest of Maharashtra is pretty much explored, but that particular belt is so virgin. But at the same point of time, we want to maintain the eco diversity as well.
Right.
We don't want to destroy the nature at the behest of
Very true.
industrialization.
Very true.
But there are a lot of initiatives what are being taken up. Like, as I said, tourism. Tourism is one aspect which has been ignored, avoided. But one of the reasons was because of the connectivity.
Right.
But now I can reach my native like pretty much 3.5, 4 hours.
Right.
When we were kids, it used to take us like 7 hours, 8 hours. But over the period of time with the government, there are multiple highways coming up. Probably railways connectivity is better.
I'm sure, initiatives like this would really help in boosting the tourism.
True, very true, very true. So that's what I said. So Alfonso, because that is one of the fruit what we are targeting. Then there is kokum, there is cashew, there is jackfruit. So one of the best jackfruit what you get is from Konkan.
Right.
So there are a lot of such fruit. This is just I'm talking about from the vegetable and fruit, but there are other aspects as well. See, there is one aspect called mining, but if it is done in in a controlled manner, then it's fine. But if when it goes out of control, then it's not fine. One of the other aspect what we look into is fishery. Like from that particular belt, so it is deep sea is very close by. That particular area, fishing is one aspect as well. So all this needs to be promoted, and the current government is focused on that. As I said, the whole idea is youth not getting migrated from that particular area. They need to be given employment in that particular area only, their location, and make money as well. And for them, export is also quite possible because there are a lot of ports coming up as well. So them for sending out of the country, exporting, that is also possible. So long term future, in next 5 to 10 years, I'm pretty sure Konkan will be one of the biggest port in the country. Right now there is JNPT, now the Vadhavan port is coming up, but Konkan will also have one of the biggest hub, what you can say, like how Dubai has become one port. So Konkan area, be it Ratnagiri, be it Sindhudurga, be it Raigad, anywhere they'll be the biggest port. Right now JNPT is in Raigad, but beyond that, from there all the way till down south, I think Vishakhapatnam, there is no major port for such activities. So that is the whole idea. And when that happens, people will start migrating back to the villages.
Sounds exciting, Siddhesh. I'm sure all the Konkan dwellers and Konkan lovers would really be relieved listening to this. Siddhesh, going ahead, the background you come from, talking about your Konkan roots we just discussed.
But I'm still a Mumbaikar, born and brought up in Mumbai.
Very true.
We are Mumbaikars, yeah.
You being brought up in Mumbaikar and having a driven mindset like this, how did it really help you, when you took the roles and responsibilities? You came from the outside, you wanted to take your legacy forward. What really motivated you and such background helped you in the way going forward when the responsibilities were really given to you?
Definitely. That's a very important point you raised. Ultimately, as a chairman of the MPCB, it's a bureaucratic post. It is not a post wherein I'm directly connected with the people. But the background where I come from, when I took office, I've opened my doors. Anybody can come, normal public can come, open for all. And similarly, I've inculcated that within the organization as well, that we are not going to be bound just within four walls. We are not going to be bounded in the offices. We have to go out in the public. We have to go out, meet the industries. We have to go out, meet the organizations. We have to go out, meet the media houses as well. So, because when we interact, we get to know there is a massive gap between what is we are doing and what we feel is right. As a MPCB, what we feel is right, but there is a gap between what is the actual thing, what is happening on the ground. So, but that happened only because the background where I'm coming from. Because all this while we've been in the public, and even till now, like I still prefer going in the public, understanding what are their problems, and then trying to resolve. Rather than me sitting with 10 officers of ours, everybody doing their brainstorming within the four walls and then deciding the policy. No, that's not the right way. The right way is you go talk to public, talk to the affected, talk to the beneficiaries, and then decide where is the middle line. They cannot be right or wrong. There has to be a middle line.
Very true.
So that has really helped me because of my background, because of the legacy what we bring.
Siddhesh, you meet so many people, as you told me right now. There is always a set of people who are talking about development. And of course, we are in Mumbai, which is synonyms for development. And then there is a set of people, and of course, that is very, very imperative, who talk about environmental issues, and environment is the priority. So, how do you, as a person in that chair, really balance between the rapid development and the environmental causes?
Again, a tricky one. But then
I'm sure you're in the same tricky position.
Always. Because I'll tell you one incident. The other day, I was holding a meeting of the Industrial Association of a particular area. I'll tell you, Tarapur. Then the CTP, so that is the treatment plant who run the CTP, MIDC officials, because the land and the plant belongs to MIDC, and my officials. If I tell them that you have to go for a latest upgraded technology, then their point was, sir, it is not cost benefit. Then my point is, that is not my lookout. Your feasibility, your viability is, it's for you to decide. It's for not me to decide. My decision is whether can I allow this, can I not allow this. But at the same point of time, if I hadn't had that meeting, I wouldn't come to know that one particular sector of the industry, a textile industry, for them, for me to impose certain restrictions, eventually they will run out of business, which I don't want. Because I want the state of Maharashtra to flourish as well.
Very true.
I want that industry to stay there, because through that industry there are tens of thousands of lakhs of people getting their daily wages. So where do we draw the thin line? So the thin line is, okay, if you're doing this, you have to balance that with something which is more environmentally friendly. So the overall what we look at is the pollution load of one particular industry. That comes with air, water, everything. You don't cross that, we are fine. The moment you cross that, that's when we are not fine. So as you said, this balance, now coming back to Mumbai, see, Mumbai is developing rapidly. I've never seen such development last five years. I mean, post-COVID, everything is gone like 5 folds.
Be it the construction, the metro,
everything. Your construction, your metro work, your coastal road, your concretization, the other infrastructure work, your bridges, your tunnels, your last mile connectivity in one small city. And it is a small city. Geographically, we are very small.
Right.
One side is Sahyadri, the other side is Arabian Sea. So a very small, short span of time, there is such amount of development happening. But I would proudly say, even if there is massive development happening, the overall impact, the overall struggle, or the overall damage on the environment is still in a controlled phase. I wouldn't say it is the best, but it is definitely in a controlled phase. There's lots can be done, and but again, if we impose more restrictions, it will slow down the pace of the development, which somewhere we don't want. But yes, there is definitely check, there is definitely regulations to control that as well. So there is, as your question was, the balance. The balance is, we make sure everything is in a controlled phase. The checks are controlled, and the damage, what is happening to the environment, there's definitely damage happening to the environment. I'm not denying to that, but I believe it's temporary. When the construction phase will reduce to at least 50%, when the entire coastal road will be done, when the entire metro work would be done, when the entire tunneling work of 2 major tunnels which have been happening in Mumbai right now will be done, that's your more than 50% of the work, more than 70% of the work. This small development, redevelopment work, that will keep on happening for another 50 years, I feel. Yeah.
Right. Siddhesh, with so much of construction and of course the issue of AQI, which has been haunting Mumbaikars, in the recent years, you updated RCM norms, right? So how do you think, how much has been the impact of that? And how do you ensure that it is really followed and people are really tight and prompt in following that?
Definitely, it was a major change. The last policy was drafted in 2014, so almost 10 years back. And as we spoke,
the world has changed so much.
And post-COVID world has changed so much. So we updated those policies, and I believe 70% of people have already implemented those. And see, the effects won't show now.
Yeah.
The effects will probably, you will see in a year or two. And the overall AQI, this is a very hot topic right now. I would say topic, why? Because we don't talk about in summers, we don't talk about in monsoon. We've been repeatedly saying we only talk about in winters, that too your December, January, February, and probably March.
Perhaps because it shows right now, because people can see the smog.
That's smog, fog, and haze. That is winters, and you go anywhere across the country, that is what's going to happen. But I always tell everybody is now tech friendly, right? There's an app called Samir app. It is by the government. Everybody should download that app. There are multiple air quality monitoring stations across the city, across the state, by MPCB, by local governments, by CPCB and BMC as well. You get real-time updates of the AQI through that app. Then it is updated hourly, and rather than following the herd mentality that okay, AQI is bad, AQI is bad, I would, even the opposition, I would like to request them, just download the app, and through that app you will come to know what is the AQI in BKC right now, because there is a station in BKC as well. Through the app you will get to know what is the AQI in Borivali, because there is a station in Borivali as well. And we are adding these stations over the period of time. We are adding more and more stations, but again we cannot have like multiple stations, because every station has to be, there is a sighting criteria, it has to be positioned in a certain way.
Right.
So the whole point is, there's a big hula about AQI right now, but as a citizen, what am I doing to make the air quality better as a citizen? Because it is not just MPCB's job, it is not just Mumbai Corporation's job, because air is common for everybody. If I pollute and being the chairman, it won't affect me, that's not the case. It will affect me as well. If Katie, you pollute, even if you are sitting at home, eventually the air is common for everybody.
Very true.
It is not selective that it won't affect me, it will affect only this particular individual.
Very pertinent. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is why every individual has to take one step at a time. I always say that the metro connectivity is increasing day by day. Given a choice, I would like to travel by metro, but there is no last mile connectivity as of now for me. But when that will happen, I will do that, because I don't want to commute 3 hours in a day in my vehicle. That is waste of my time, that is waste of my resources. But if I start doing that, probably I'll also give my contribution to increase the air quality.
Because the vehicular emissions directly relate to that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And you would be surprised, I tell that in every of my conversations, the average vehicle speed in Mumbai is 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. That's it. The average speed of the vehicle. So imagine the amount of emissions which are emitted in the atmosphere because of the vehicular traffic.
Right.
The rest, there are no industries in Mumbai. The rest comes from your construction activity.
Exactly.
But those are dust particles. But how do the dust particles get suspended? When they come on the road, through the vehicle traffic, it keeps on suspending. And then because of the winters, there is no wind. The wind speed is really low.
Yeah.
So it remains stagnant.
Right.
Where I live in a high rise. Through my window, even this season, last season also, I could literally see clear blue sky, a thin layer of grayish suspension,
Okay.
and clear again.
Oh, very separately.
Very separately, through my naked eyes, I could see that. So that is Mumbai right now, because there is no wind, and there is a lot of pollution that is coming from the ocean as well.
Yes.
No one takes that into account. Through the ocean, and then we have Sahyadris on the other end. So everything is getting blocked here.
Right.
And in the other season, the wind blows in the other direction.
Right.
But still, no excuses. Whatever regulations need to be put, regulations are there. Corporations doing a great job, I would like to say. And back then, ex-CM Shinde Saab, through him, we started a deep clean drive. We are starting that again. Everybody laughed about it. That why are you washing roads? We are washing roads because there is dust on the road.
For the dust to settle in.
Exactly, for the dust to settle. And if you remember in your childhood, you must have seen these fountains, right? The whole idea of those fountains was for the dust.
Yeah.
Because every junction you to have fountain, because junctions are the point where there is maximum vehicular movement.
Right.
That is why we used to have those fountains. Now there are no more fountains anywhere. So we're bringing all that back again.
Right.
We are asking corporation also to do that. And Mumbai has never seen such drastic change in the infrastructure development. As you said, it is post-COVID. So for everybody to get prepared, any agency to get prepared, it takes some time.
Right.
But we are in a controlled phase.
Right.
We are not in a state of panic, definitely, for people to come out and revolt. And we will make sure that that won't happen, because wherever we see the AQI level getting worse, there is immediate action being taken. Construction activity is halted.
Exactly.
Yeah, it has been halted. Be it government, be it private, be it anybody, be it central government, we halt the construction activity till the AQI level doesn't drop.
So, Siddhesh, a very pertinent point that you made was about the vehicular emissions, the role which the citizens of Mumbai have to really take on their account, to reduce the pollution on their end. Let's come to the other part, which is the construction business. Mumbai has seen such rampant development, so many projects which have come up, and this really increases the risk of dust and the construction material, whatever particles just get emitted manifold. So, on that aspect, how has been your action, and what has been the reaction that you have got from the developers? Whenever the action that you have taken, have people been very compliant, or you had to really, whip up to get the things done?
To be very honest, we really had to whip up. Unless we've shut down projects, we've imposed heavy penalties.
Is this a very large number of projects that you have shut down?
Not very. I would say 25% of the projects we've shut down. Like, it's a process, not in one go. Similarly for the RMC plants as well. We've been very vigilant. We've been very strict. It's a no nonsense compromise on that. And same for your real estate or any development projects as well, be it government or be it private. We've been very strict about that. And as I said, we've shut down projects, like we've given stop work projects until they comply, until they take measures to control the dust dispersion through their infrastructure sites. And the moment such issues are raised to us by any citizen through my social media handles or through our complaint apps, we immediately take action. We always give them one opportunity to improve themselves. If they don't, then of course we lead to the last resort, that is on shutting down the activity. And over the period of time, everybody's got more, I would say, that accountable into what I am doing. So a lot of developers also encourage us to take us such measures, because probably the A grade, the B grade developers, they comply, but the small time developers, sometimes they want to cut corners. That is when such issues happen. So, but as the industry is growing, everybody is on the same page. Everybody is going for greener initiatives. Everybody is going for green buildings as well. And eventually, we are going to come up with certain policies which are better for the environment. I'll just give you a heads up about the C&D waste, the debris which have been converted. These debris, I'm happy and proud to say that Mumbai Corporation is the only corporation in the country who has their own C&D waste plant, wherein they take the C&D waste, the construction debris waste, they convert it and they reuse it. So we are going to ask big developers and to set up their plant within their premises and recycle and reuse their construction debris, which is possible. So there are a lot of initiatives which have been taken up by developers, by corporation, and by us as well. But as I said, we are a long way to go. And with the rampant development, to be very honest, that is a major planning hazard. Do we have the infrastructure to cope up with the development? That is the corporation to answer. But in today's time, I would say no. That is my opinion. And as MPCB also, I've whipped this to corporation as well. Where is so much of sewage water going to go?
Very true.
When the building's going to come up. But there are 7 major STPs which are under construction right now. They should have been done probably 10 years, 15 years back. They've not done it. I don't know why it's not happened. But I visited those plants myself. I've seen with my own eyes the kind of technology corporation BMC is got into. But it will still take another 5 years. For the next 5 years, I don't know where's the sewage going to go. The sewage is going to go straight into the sea, which is a very sad part. The untreated sewage of the entire Mumbai, probably not entire Mumbai, but almost 75% of the Mumbai is untreated and just discharged in the sea. Because the STPs are not functioning. The STPs, they are under construction. But I'm pretty sure in next 5 years, like phase wise, in next 1 or 2 years, out of 7, 2, 3 will start functioning. Then by the end of the 5th year, 100% of the sewage of the city will be recycled, and going ahead, the recycled water won't be discharged into the sea, it will be reused again, because corporations going to make money out of the sewage as well by reusing that water. But it's a long way to go. But yes, the corporation really needs to look into the rampant development. There has to be there's a DPR plan, there's a development plan, but are we following that plan? So the corporation needs to look into that. And
And we have, of course, the third Mumbai coming up. So I think it's going to extend.
yeah, I hope that happens, because this city, the island and the city, I think they've exhausted. They have exhausted themselves. Like in a small plot, there's a tower of coming like 30, 40 story. I don't know. So there has to be some control measure.
Siddhesh, since you mentioned BMC, now you have your MPCB and then there is BMC.
Yeah.
How you guys work very closely. So how fun, how driven, how if there are some differences,
Right.
how is it working together?
To be very honest, there will be a conflict. We always sit across the table, we discuss. Because I have to look after the entire state. BMC is one of the corporations, but there are 29 such corporations and other ULBs as well. But I always prefer sitting across the table, discussing what are your issues. We, being the Pollution Control Board (MPCB), we have the expertise in house. Corporation, they don't have the expertise in house. They go to other people.
Yeah.
So we give them a helping hand. Okay, you can do this, you can do this, you cannot do this, you have to do this. So this is where we come in the picture. And whenever we've done this, they've always appreciated that effort. So I've visited 7 corporations across the state personally. The last one was Thane. So I went to Thane Municipal Corporation as well, met with all the officials, met with the commissioner as well, and we discussed how can we help. Though they're trying their best, but there are certain things where we can also come in the picture, be it implementing, be it giving them ideas, be it helping them out to get more solution.
And in that, very interestingly, in that meeting, you said that Thane, in the years to come, you are planning to make it the 100% eco-friendly city.
Yes.
What's on your mind?
Let it roll out. Let it roll out. Yeah, but there are a lot of things which Thane Corporation itself is doing. And I was happy as well, but there are a lot of things which I would expect them to do better. So definitely Thane is one city, because see, I mean, Thane is also rampantly developing like Mumbai. Yeah, and but still in a controlled manner, not like Mumbai. And Thane is lucky to have big roads. There are hardly in small lanes, unlike Mumbai. But I repeatedly, coming back to Mumbai, I repeatedly have this conferences or conclaves in Mumbai, especially for BMC, because being a Mumbaiker has always been in my heart. So whenever I sit down with the commissioner and his team, they've always been acceptive, and they are happy that we are there to help them. I don't want to be that kind of person. Okay, tumko ye karna hai, you have to do this by hook or by crook. I order you this. There's no order from my end ever. I always give them suggestions. I always give them solutions, and they're happy to implement that. And see, as a government as well, there is a lot of pressure on the government to look at all the aspects. If I take away at least 10% of that, I think I've achieved my goal on reducing the pollution.
Right. Talking about the pollution, Siddhesh, there is indoor pollution as well, which is within people's home.
Yeah.
So, what message would you like to give people? How can they really reduce the indoor pollution? Because pollution is not only outside their homes, it is indoors as well.
True. Kiri, I don't know from where you've raised this point, but it is such a crucial point. So we've done multiple studies. Outdoor, of course, we have this stations. We've done studies for your indoor air quality as well. You won't believe me, the indoor air quality is way worse than your outdoor air quality. Yeah, there are multiple studies, and recently we're collaborating with Brown University. They are the pioneers in indoor air quality. And when we did our internal study within my office also, as soon as I came to office, I did the study.
You have air purifiers within your office, I'm sure.
I do. And so, because the indoor air quality, now we are in an air conditioned environment, 20 pretty much 24/7.
Yeah.
So when we did that study, the indoor air quality is way worse than the outdoor air quality. So what I would recommend is limit the use of your air conditioning, because it is just circulating the same air.
Right.
Make sure there is proper ventilation. There has to be cross ventilation. There are certain plants which purify the indoor air. If you come to my office ever, you will see plants in my office, live plants, because they purify the air.
Right.
So there are these, hands-on solution as well. And then when you go to the better ones, of course, there are equipments who help you, treat that air as well,
Right.
purify the air. But yes, indoor air quality is way worse than outdoor air quality. So probably if you feel that people are getting sick because of the air quality outside, outside's the other way around. People are getting sick because of the air quality inside the house or probably indoors. And recently I had a conversation on an online platform with a pulmonologist. They also came up with the same opinion because of the rampant use of air conditioning and the rampant use of your fabrics, your colognes, your spraying, your everything. So that emphasizes, or probably that's give boost to the indoor air quality, which is getting worsening day by day.
Also, very recently you spoke about soil contamination, which is a pretty neglected subject. Not many people, people on the show have really spoken about it, worked on it. How much of a danger that is? What is the situation right now when it comes to soil contamination in the rural areas?
Look at the state in Marathwada, like what had happened because of the unseasonal rains. The entire farmland is washed off because of the soil been used properly. The soil been abused to an extent where it doesn't hold on the ground. And this I've been saying since the time I took office. And I've read a study by Sadhguru. He's a big person who's worked on the Save Soil movement. And I've read the study what they've done. I'm taking their help to come up with a policy. I'm not going to come up with a policy about how do we save the soil, but of course we need to educate the farmers what kind of pesticides to use, what kind of your manure to use, so that your soil will always be rich in nutrient. Pesticides is not the only solution where the soil can be rich in nutrients. And so not organic farming, but there are other ways as well where you can save the soil, because ultimately the overall impact is on our health. Now,
Our food comes from that same soil.
True. Now, Kitty, tell me, like, the overall budget of any middle class family goes towards what? Their health bills.
Yeah.
If a person falls sick, probably once a year or twice a year, probably a middle class family, their entire savings goes into health, their medical expenses. And why is that? The food what we eat, the air what we breathe, and the water what we drink. So these are three aspects as a MPCB what we are looking at: air, water, and now food through soil. So there is a long way to go. But of course, soil pollution and soil needs to be looked at, or else every farmland will become a barren land. Every farmland will become a desert, ungrowable, and then unemployment, then crime rate goes up, and then it is all interconnected. It is all interconnected. Unless there is proper education, unless there is proper guidance given to these farmers, and which second generation farmers are going into farming now? They are not. Why? Because there is no profit left in that. But yes, long way. I mean, at a longer term, these things need to be looked at, and that is one of the agenda. So when I took office, I had 1,000-day plan because my term is for 3 years. So working on soil pollution is one of the agenda. Rest of the agendas also pretty much it's sailed through now. But yes, soil pollution is one aspect what I'm definitely going to be looking at.
Urban areas have their own set of issues,
Problems, yeah. True.
We are talking about AQI, pollution, population and things like that. But when we go to the rural areas, or if we go to tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, Siddhesh, you have traveled extensively.
Yeah.
What do you think are the issues out there? What kind of pollution problems exist over there?
There's one common problem everywhere is your solid waste management. Your kachra. That is the one problem. It is rampant in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. At least in tier 1 cities, the corporation, the ULBs, they do an
Manage it,
efficient
yeah.
job. Not a foolproof job, but I would say an efficient job. At least it's not lying on the street everywhere. But there, solid waste is a big issue. Lack of funds, lack of infrastructure, and lack of priority, I would say. Because in tier 2 cities, still they are struggling on water, roads, infrastructure. Solid waste is still not the priority. Yes, in the small towns maybe, but when you go to rural areas, no, that is still not the priority. So that is why, as MPCB, we are working on that as well. Doing cluster development, getting 5 villages, 10 villages together, making them, probably setting up a plant for them. We will set up a plant for them. We will run the plant initially for them, and then through that plant they will generate electricity and will be given back to the villages. So we are working on such pilots as well. But yes, solid waste, like kachra, is the biggest issue in this tier 2 and tier 3 cities as of now. And of course, sewage, it is untreated sewage. These two are the major issues in terms of pollution. And see, industrial pollution in the state of Maharashtra is very controlled. I'm saying controlled because I'm it is not 100% pollution free. There are some notorious guys who still are mischievous, but it is very controlled compared to other states. I'm not talking as an MPCB chairman, but our regulations are so strict, so strict. Our fines and penalties are so heavy, so heavy. Any industry who even thinks about being mischievous, they think twice about it, because there is no compromise. वो किसी का भी होना दो industry, तुम्हारा बड़े से बड़े लोग का होना दो या anybody, any politician. Because as I said, the pollution doesn't just affect common man.
Right.
It is common for everybody, be
Right.
it politician, be it an industrialist, be it me, be it you, be it everybody.
And of course, when talking about the common man, it is not only the responsibility of the MPCB or the BMC or the corporations to actually act on the pollution.
Correct,
You know,
true, true.
so much so is supposed to be instilled in people's habits.
Right.
So Siddhesh, how much are you through your corporation? You are trying to drive the behavioral change so that people really understand, get
Right.
aware on how they're supposed to be acting, so
Right.
that they don't have to complain about the pollution issues and the waste management.
True. Like, I'll give you a simple example. Back then, I remember my grandparents, or probably when I used to go to the flower market, people used to come with their own cloth bags. Who does that now? There are hardly people who do that. The people who do that are probably still our grandparents. But our age group, the next generation, they're not doing that. Nobody is doing that. Why not? To be very honest, even in a middle class family, nobody goes to buy the vegetables all by themselves. They have someone who gets it for them. All you have to do is tell that person, just carry your own cloth bag. Why do you blame the vendor who gives you a plastic bag which is so harmful for the environment and which is banned? Forget about ban. Ban is the word, if you use it like, if ban है then हम वो करेंगे. It's the human mentality, yeah. But it is harmful for the environment. It cannot dispose. All you have to do is burn it, or probably goes in a landfill, which stays there for thousands of years. So why do you do that? वो भाजी वाला अगर सब्जी वाला दे रहा है तुमको, you say no, I have my own bag. I think it's that one step will make a revolutionary change in the whole single-use plastic
Right.
awareness. And as I said, this behavioral change has to come from person. I cannot impose that, or I cannot hold your hand and take you to the sabji wala with a cloth bag. This has to happen on your own. Like,
Perhaps you can do it some other day.
I cannot do that. How will I hold someone's hand? Like, I make a genuine effort. Like, whenever I go out, I have my own water bottle. I make genuine effort if I'm getting takeaway food. See, I'm lucky that I can have people go with my own container and get the food from there. I try and avoid that. I try and avoid getting their containers back to my house. If I can send someone with my own container, get the food, that's it. So
Right.
such things can be
Right.
doable.
Right.
And as I said, a simple step. roam, get out with a cloth bag, use completely stop use of single-use plastic, avoid your plastic PET bottles. We have glasses here. Avoid them. Avoid them. I'm not saying that it goes in the dump or it's not value, but why do we need that? See, plastic is going to be there throughout our life. We cannot eradicate plastic from our lives. It is going to be
Actually,
there.
Siddhesh, I was coming to that. Since this policy came up, single-use plastic ban. Uh, what challenges do you see, and do you think it can just be implemented and 100% foolproof? This thing can be done, be successful. How soon, or it really has its own share of challenges?
So implementing this 100% on the ground, it's very much possible, but everybody has to work in tandem. If I go to impose fine on every citizen of 5,000 rupees, there'll be a revolt against us. There'll be a morcha of lack of people coming down my office. But I don't want to do that. Can I do that? Yes, I can do that. I can start imposing fine. 5,000 rupees, it is too big amount. But unless there is support from the public, I cannot achieve this. I'm saying it out loud. I cannot achieve this unless I get support from the public. Then you will say, अच्छा तुम इसको बनने क्यों देते हो? Why are you allowing it to such industries to flourish? Such industries are not there in Mumbai or Maharashtra. Whoever's there, they are unorganized. It must be making the slum, which I am not aware about it. But whoever's making that shouldn't make it. There are other opportunities as well, because making that also creates a lot of health hazards. And unless there is panic, there has to be panic in regards to this, not about AQI. There has to be panic about this use of single use. We cannot achieve this 100%.
And until there is consumption, there will be production.
Exactly, exactly. Once we stop using it, once there is no demand, there won't be production. There is production because there is demand, because we are using it. We stop using it, they'll stop making it.
Right.
As simple as that.
Right.
Yeah.
Siddhesh, we are talking about the environment at such great length, and you deal with it day in and day out. Somewhere this topic and ministry and corporation of environment is quite underrated. Why is it really not very popular? So I heard it is not very popular with the politicians as well. So do you think so?
Like this, I'll give you an example of AQI. We only talk in December, January, February. So 3 months. But the other months also we are functioning, right? We're doing something.
Yeah.
It's not that we're not doing anything.
Right.
Nobody talks about it then. Nobody talks about that. And I won't blame any other states, but the control measures what we take, of course, they're not going to be popular.
Right.
People, any restrictions, any regulations are never popular.
Right.
They are popular only among the people who like or probably who are not affected by it.
Right.
But majority of the people are going to be affected it. Like I'll give you a simple example. You remember Delhi came up with odd even policy, right?
Arvind Kejriwal.
Even if I make a statement that we are considering doing that in Mumbai, there will be a major revolt. But was that successful? Not successful is secondary. But will that help in reducing the pollution? I don't know. But they tried. They failed. Even if I do something, even think about it, there will be a major revolt. If you want to see clear blue skies, how we say in Europe, with population, vehicular traffic, like a country like Norway, country like Poland or Melbourne or any other cities, there are days when there is zero traffic on the road. Like there are policies when you cannot take your vehicle out. Should we do something like that? Will that be acceptable? No, it won't be acceptable. So we have to adapt in the situation where we are. And within those challenges, we are trying to do our best. But as I said, we don't want to go extra hard, because I know there is, so within the society, not everybody is going through the same problems. AQI, is that the priority for everybody? No. Getting food on the table every day, still majority of the population in a city like Mumbai is the priority. So there are multiple challenges. And when we talk about environment, as you said, why we are not famous or why we are not likable, because that is not the priority right now. The moment we do something good, definitely, and we do good work. My officers do good work, but their good work is always seem to be like okay, ये तो बंद करने आए हैं, ये फाइन करने आए हैं, ये हमको ये करने हैं, but that is my job.
Yeah.
And at the same point of time, the another side of good work is we also appreciate people who do good work. We also encourage people who do good work. We also incentivize people who do good work. Because me alone, that is not possible with me. So that is why I need people around me. I need such organizations who do good work. So that gives me more manpower, and through them we help them do good work.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And to help you in your initiatives, of course, there is a sizable number of Gen Z, the Gen Alpha, which is coming up, the future
Right.
generations.
Right.
What message do you have for them, Siddhesh? What are your expectations like from them?
To be very honest, the amount of time what they spend on social media, or probably screen time. See, I mean, that's the need of the hour right now. A lot of people are making money out of it. I understand that as well. But the percentage is very negligible. People making money out of your social media. Get your foot on the ground. Do things what will actually make the change. Just commenting or posting on social media won't make the change, because that is a very short-lived life. We've seen ages where there were pagers. From that we've come to this, so we've seen the transition of what has happened, so we've seen the shelf life of that as well. For this also, the shelf life right now of any post is what, a minute or 2 minutes out of throughout the day. So when these Gen Z, Gen Alpha, I think there's Beta also, right? So I would only request them, get your foot on the ground, do things what matter, what is your priority, and in such environmental challenges, I need their help. See, they are smart. They're very smart. They're smarter than me. They're smarter than you. They're smarter than all of us, because they're exposed to such knowledge in a very short span
Very
of time.
early, yeah.
We were not we were not privileged. Now they are privileged for such exposure of knowledge. Through that knowledge, they need to start implementing that what is beneficial for the environment, because unless that happens, there won't be success on the environment, and we cannot stop the climate change. Climate change is real, though everybody says nahi nahi ye to hota rehta hai. I've never seen monsoon season for 6 months.
Oh my God, yeah.
In my lifetime, I've never seen that. And that is climate change. Like, we can see it. Climate is shifting, climate is changing. Is it just our fault as MPCB? No. Is it just government's fault? No. Is it just Mumbai's fault? No. Is it citizen of Maharashtra or India? No. This is happening across the globe. But who has the power to change that? Gen Z, Alpha, Beta, these guys have the power to change that, because that is the next generation. That is the future what we're talking about. If they don't take matters in their own hand right now, and by matters in their own hand I mean putting the foot on the ground, getting active, and being part of politics. Be part of politics. You can actually make the change. Like, me and my brother are the example of that. Be it a small percentage, a probably negligible percentage, but yes, we are making a change, and unless we get support of such youth, it won't be possible. Be part of politics, good politics. Right now, that political side, I don't want to talk about it. Probably we always stay away from that dirty politics. We don't want to. We want to do good work, because ultimately that is what will people remember, not some vague statements, not some controversial statements. But yes, I want to be remembered as a good work what I've been doing all these years.
Right. Siddhesh, as we close in talking about your work, as we wrap in, going ahead, for the years to come, talking about MPCB, what is your vision and what exciting things we are bound to see in the years to come?
A lot of exciting things. So one of the initiatives or one of the campaigns what I'm going to be running is doing a strategic collaboration with youth. So that is my main focus. That is going to be happening through your universities, your industries, your colleges, your schools, your housing societies, your organizations, your NGOs, everybody. I'm doing collaboration with them. Through them, then I'm going to be having roundtable conferences. I'm going to be discussing, talking, sharing ideas. You won't believe that I get to learn so much from them. And when I do that, okay, that gives me idea, okay, we can do this. We have to bring about this change. So that is one of the biggest initiatives which is already rolling. I'm looking forward for that. One of the other major initiative is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, all 12 forts which are in India. So as MPCB, we are going to be adopting these forts to make sure they are clean from single-use plastic, to make sure they are garbage free. And again, this is happening through collaboration with the NGOs who do such kind of work. But we just giving a helping hand in the infrastructure, everything what's needed. This was the whole idea inculcated by Honorable DCM Sir Eknath Shinde ji. He gave me this idea, you should do this. I'm like, yes, I will do it as MPCB. More than happy to do it. And there are certain such good initiatives which are already in the pipeline rolling. And yes, getting new and new technology, because as I said, we've seen from pages to social media to everything. So new technology is the it word. With the AQI coming up with a forecasting model, wherein what is going to be the AQI for next 7 days, you will get those predictions. So you can decide whether to live in Mumbai or probably go to Lonavala or probably wherever you want to go. So why is that? So like for example in BKC, if I see the predictions are bad, I will take control measures today so that I can make sure the next 7 days are not getting worse.
Right.
So we are developing a model for the forecasting model of AQI as
Do you
well.
see the Grab 4 being implemented?
It is getting implemented. It is implemented.
Right.
It is implemented in I think in South Bombay, in Colaba it is implemented, and we are also considering in Borivali as well. So wherever there is, we see the AQI is not below the standard.
Right.
Graph 4 will be implemented.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, Siddhesh. I mean, it was such an insightful conversation. We went beyond the regulations and the numbers, of course,
Right.
to get some interesting conversation. Thank you so much. It was an honor to have you.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And you wonderful people, for more such interesting conversations, stay tuned to Midday.
Your window to India and the world. Midday. Local Pulse, Global Perspective.